Okay, I'm just pressing record, okay, so that I can get this recorded for the team. Okay, guys, welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna go first things first to the Forex Factory. Remember, I spoke about this before. I said whenever you start your trading day, it is very, very important to know what the trading world has in store for you, whether there's certain currency pairs that you need to look at and be aware of so that you're not walking into a minefield, right? So it's very, very important. I haven't checked mine today actually because I haven't started trading yet. It's been a busy Monday, and I'm gonna go to the news over here. Calendar. Oh, calendar. Here we go. Ooh, okay. Right. So today is Monday, and it looks like whatever news there was supposed to be has already happened. I've only got my orange folder and red folders highlighted, but I could make it easier for those people who maybe usually see it with the yellow folders. I'll be looking at today's date, Monday, the 10th of May, there that I've highlighted. And there was Australian news earlier on today in the morning, and that's already been and passed. So it looks like a pretty good day to trade, right? And then the next thing I would do before I start trading is look at my position size calculator, right? How much money do I have in my account? Yeah, let's say I'm a new trader, and you know, I've decided to make this something. I've decided to take this really, really seriously, and I've deposited $500 in my account. Okay, let's say 200. Okay, let's say 200. I've deposited $200 into my account, and it's a GBP pair. I've noticed I'm going to keep this as USD over here for account currency, because on my laptop, I don't know why. Whenever I change the currency, it doesn't allow.
Sorry to butt in. Are we meant to be seeing your screen?
Yeah, I've not shared. Sorry, thank you.
No. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Share screen. Where is it? Here we go. Thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know. I hadn't started sharing. So I'll just quickly go back to the Forex Factory. You see my screen now, and I'm on the Forex Factory page. Can you see that? Just type a 1 in the chat if you can. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much for interacting with me. Thank you. Right. So like I said, the first thing that I would do is I'd go to my Forex Factory website and have a look to see what is happening over there. As I said earlier on, there seems to have only been an amber folder over here for the AUD pair. And that was early this morning while most of us were still asleep. But the rest of the day looks really good. And as you can see over here, there's this little green arrow over here that's telling me that the next news will be at 9 o'clock my time here in Kenya. And it will be for the USD where the FOMC member Evans speaks. So somebody's going to speak, but they don't see it to be that, you know, it won't affect the USD pair too much. So it's just left as a yellow folder, okay? Once I've had a look at what the Forex world is doing for the day from my Forex Factory, I'll go to my position size calculator. Can you see my position size calculator? Just type a 2 in the chat if you can. Okay, fantastic. You can see adverts. I don't know what to do about adverts. I'll have to look into that, Joanne, and then get back to you. But thank you guys for letting me know that you can see my position size calculator. And what I will always do is that I know that I'm only willing to risk 5% of my account per day, right? I want to make at least 5%, but I'm also comfortable knowing that I could risk, that I could, I'm also comfortable knowing that what 5% of my $200 account is. So I typed in here, account size over here, I've typed 200, And when I type in the ratio of what I'm willing to risk, if I put 5%, I'm just going to put 20 pips over here, just so that you can see how I calculate what the amount is for 5% on my day of trading. And you can see over here, it's $10, right? So 5% of $200 is $10, okay? When I show you the trading plan, that will also be evident there. But I know that if I start to trade today and I have a $200 account, right? This is what I do to help me, and there may be an easier way of calculating. If you're good at math, you'll automatically know what 5% of $200 is. But for me, I know that the total amount that I am comfortable with losing on today's trade is $10, okay? After I do that, what I do is I then divide, depending on the number of trades that I'm going to take that day, I want to know what if because usually the educators tell us to risk 1% per trade, right? The educators tell us to risk 1% of our account per trade that we take, okay? Now, I already know that I'm comfortable to lose 5% of my account when I'm trading today. Of course, I want to make more, I want to profit, but I also know what my risk is. It's very important to know what your risk is, okay? Once I've found out that my risk is $10 over here, I will come back and I will find out what 1% of a trade is, okay? So I now know that 1% of any trade that I take is the equivalent in money of $2, okay, guys? So I know that 1% per trade with a $200 account is $2. Are we together? Just type a 3 in the chat if we're together, if you got what I was explaining there. Yeah, I now know what 1%, okay, per trade. If I have $200, I know what 1% of that amount of that trade is, okay? So this has helped to guide me a lot. And the more I'm learning how to do this, the more I'm learning to manage my trades. As a new trader, what I would do is I would wait for signals and I would take all the signals that came in. I'll just be like, okay, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And what I found is that once I put them in, I don't really know what next to do with those trades. Yeah, because as we know, the trades can be, for lack of a better word, they can be choppy. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. But eventually, if it's supposed to go up, it'll go up. But by the time it goes up, and I'm risking 1% of my trade, it may have come down and taken me out of the trade at my 1%, right? So what I've learned to do is when I take trades, I will not take more than 3 trades at a time. That gives me the opportunity to actually manage my trade. So should I get stopped out at £2, I can stay watching that particular market, okay? So I got stopped out, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. You know, some educators say, you know what, once I get stopped out, I don't go back in again. Okay. But if you know that you're in a trade, let's say with Euro USD, and it's going in an uptrend, and it's come down and it's hit your stop loss at £2, or whatever that might be on the chart, there's a very high possibility that it will continue going up. Right? And the more time I spend listening to the educators and them saying, you know, it hit our stop loss and then went right back up and hit all our TPs, I understand the importance of managing your trades, right? So what I do, and I'll show you on the MT4 later on, is I've learned how to manage my trade. So, so let's have a look. I'm going to leave this part now with regards to knowing what 1% of your account is and what 5% of your account is. Anybody has a question before I move on to the next thing? Please ask now or forever hold your peace. Yeah. Any questions? No questions, just type a 0 and then I'll move on. One question?
Yeah, sorry, Tab. Yeah, I had to leave it. sorry, I'm in work and I had to move. My Forex, my position calculator doesn't look like yours, and I don't know I've got everything position size calculate, but where it goes up to contract size, it doesn't go. It's not the same, and I'm not really sure why. So I can't. It doesn't look like yours.
All right. Should I drop this? Let me do this then. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste this into the chat, and then maybe you can just try going there straight from the link. Okay, yeah. I've dropped that in the chat, and then see if that changes it.
Okay.
There may be different calculators that you can use. Maybe you're on a different calculator, but if you go into this one,
it's a Forex. It's the same one, but I don't know what is. Oh, maybe it's Forex. I don't think it says sponsored. Let me try that one anyway.
Okay, give that a try and then let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I will just. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, so this is something, you know, try and practice it, try and understand it, try and manage it for yourself. You might even find a simpler way of doing it, and then you could possibly, you know, share it with us over here. But that's the way I'm doing it for now. I'm slowly, you know, evolving to understand more of what I'm doing in order to be more, more profitable. Okay, so I'm gonna go now to I'm gonna have to stop share. Let me stop share and then share again because I've gone somewhere else. The trading plan. Dun, dun, dun. Right, let me just quickly go and share the link as to where you can find the trading plan. Let me quickly do that for you guys. Can you guys see my screen? It should be on an Excel sheet that shows manicure. Can you see my screen? I can't find the chat. Where's the chat from? Wait, let me stop share and start again. Right, let me do this first. So this is where I found the compound site, the trading plan. You can find this on Manicue's website. And now what I want to do is I want to be able to share my screen here. There we go. And if anybody's got any questions, I want to be able to bring up the chat. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is Manicue's trading plan. It's a very, 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 very good trading plan. I learned how to manage my trades on here and to know each and every day what my target amount was. Okay, so as you can see, Manicue is very, very, you know, very hopeful. $1,000. Some people do start with $1,000, and that's all good. But let's start with that same $200 that I had in the beginning. It's very easy to use. I'm sure most of you here have used an Excel sheet before. You simply go into the cell that you want to change, and then you go up. Oh, let me move my. And then you go up and you put in whatever number you want over here. So 200. Okay. So once you type in $200, everything changes to suit that. Okay. So at $200 on the first day of trading, let me try and make this a little bit smaller so that it can all fit in the screen. Can you guys still see? I've made it just a tad smaller, just so that you can see how it goes across. Yeah, okay. So $200, 5%. How much money are we hoping to make at the end of the day, right? So over here with $200 at 5%, you see this green part over here where it says risk and earnings dollar? That's actually what we did over on the Forex Factory. It tells you that your risk for today is $10 and your profit is also $10 because it's 5-5. You're willing to risk 5% in order to make 5%, right? So over here, what it simply does is that it tells you if you wanted to make 5% on $200, you need to aim to make $10 on that particular trading day. Now, depending on the type of trader that you are, whether you're a scalper, whether you're an intraday trader, whether you're a position trader, whatever it is that you are, you know, this is the guide to tell you when to stop or when you've hit your target of 5%. The 5% can change. You can come here and you can change it. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can make it 3%. Or if you want to be like, you know, all gung-ho and go, you can just make it 8% or even 9%, you know. And again, you see the numbers changing over there. If you're trading and you want to make 9% a day, you're aiming to make, you know, $18 on that day, right? So this is very good in terms of helping to guide you on a daily basis. You'll probably find that you don't necessarily, well, I would say that you should still use the position size calculator as you trade, because you might want to break this down and say, okay, you're going to risk maybe 2% per trade, you know, so that gives you 2, 4, 6, 8. You can take 4 trades at 2% and then the last one at 1%, whichever way you want to do it. If you're trading at 9%, I know a lot of people who are, you know, who have learned the hard way and they're like, you know what, I just want to trade at 2%. 2% is fine for me because I know with 2%, so long as I can have consistent, continuous growth, yeah, I'd rather take it slow than try to get there quickly and lose a lot more. Okay, so $200, 2%, you need to make $4 in a day. But if you have a look at it, even if it's $4, if you look at 90-day, day 90 over here, right there, what I've highlighted over there, right? If you're trading a $200 account for 3 months, guys, at 2%, right? You started with $200, but after just 3 months, you're already on $1,188. Now, to me, that's fantastic. That's really, 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 really good, you know? And you're doing it slowly. You're not risking too much. Maybe you're taking 10 pips here and 20 pips there. You're coming in and out of the market. You're not staying in too long and getting burnt. You know, I think it's a fantastic way to go. So one thing I'd like to say is don't chase I mean, we're all here to make money, but one thing I said to myself is that I'm not chasing my money, I'm chasing my success at trading. And even if it takes me a little bit longer to get there because I'm being extra conservative, yeah, before I learned the strategy that I now use, I wish I'd known that, because before I was just jumping in and I, you know, admittedly, you know, I blew a few accounts. Yeah, but I knew that it worked. I just wasn't working it right. So I said to myself, look, no matter what, come away from the charts, maybe for like, you know, don't trade for like a day or two or for a week. And when you come back knowing what your strategy is, finding a strategy and following it and taking your time. Remember the story of the hare and the tortoise? Yeah, the hare was like running and had so much confidence, you know, and decided to take a nap. You know, and the tortoise just came by really slowly, really quietly, passed and won the race. You know, slow and steady wins the race. That's what they say. So just really take that into consideration when you are trading. Yeah. So this is a very good strategy to have. What he also does, any questions on the harmonic scanner over there? Sorry, not the harmonic scanner, the trading plan. The trading plan and how you can use it. It's very, very easy to use, very, very easy to put together. And oh yeah, just something else that I wanted to say over here, what Manny has done with the trading plan is that he said, because usually when he trades, he goes for 20/20, he goes for a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, right? So he usually says that you can go for 20 pips. And when you go for those 20 pips, you should be trading at a 0.02 lot size, okay? And if you're going for 30 pips, you should take it down a notch and trade at a 0.01 lot size. So he actually has in red, and this is not changeable. You can't change this, I don't think. I've never tried to, but I have a feeling because it's in red, I shouldn't tamper with it. So I have never tampered with it. So so yeah, you can know how many pips to go for over here in order to make your $10 per day, or whatever the percentage is that you're going for. Yeah, here's it's 2%, so you're going for $4. If you took a trade with a 200, oh, did you guys lose me? You couldn't hear me?
No, I could hear you.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Okay, okay, yes. So I hope everybody is good with that, the pips that we were calculating last time. So really quickly, I'm going to move on now. And if anybody has any questions, please let me know. I want to move on now to a, hold on. Let me do it as I talk. I want to move now onto the charts, because last week we were talking about pips, calculating your pips. So I wanted to go back to that and be able to show you guys how to calculate pips, both on the charts and also on your MT4. So let me share screen over here. Okay, share screen. All right, okay. And before I go into it, I just like some basics with regards to pip calculations. Here we've got CAD JPY. If you remember, I mentioned before that whenever you have a Japanese currency or Japanese pair, you're going to have a 3-digit number before the decimal point. Okay. Well, hold on. Looks like this doesn't work. Okay, here it's a two numbers before the decimal point. Oh man. Okay, let me do CAD Chef. CAD. Let me start with CAD Chef. Okay, it's not letting me type. CAD Chef. Okay. If you look at CAD Chef and any of the pairs that don't have JPY symbols in them, you'll find that there's usually one decimal point. You see, like over here, I can't highlight it. I'll try and type it. Let me try and type it. Text. I'll make it big. 16. It's 0.74. It's not typing. 0.74311. Okay. So right now, can I make this bigger? Right now, can you guys see this in green over here? The 0.4311 in green. Can you go back? Okay, yeah, I can. That's it. No, that's manicure. All right, fantastic. I'm glad you can see it. I'll drop that in a bit. What was I saying? Yes, you see how you've got the 0.74311, right? So usually for most pairs, you will have one decimal point before, so you'll have one number before the decimal point, okay? It can either be 1.43, it can be, 0.31. You will only have one decimal point before the, one number before the decimal point. Oh, this decimal point thing. One number before the decimal point. And this is how you can know how to calculate your pips, okay? What you need to do is where the decimal point is, let me do this. Where the decimal point is over here, right? Right there, let me make that red. Okay, and a little bit. I'll make it bigger. All right, there we go. Where the decimal point is over there, that is usually helping to tell you what price is. So you just know to count 2 after the decimal point And over here, you'll know that 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 74 Swiss, well, not francs. I don't know what, is it franquettes? I don't know what their cents are called. You know, like how we have the pound and the cent and the pence. Anyway, so that's what that is telling you. Now, what you want to do is you want to put a line. Let me see if I can get a line. I'll do this. You want to put a line after. I'm going to stretch this out. Oh gosh, it's not okay. I'm gonna put that there, right? You want to put like a line after the first two numbers after the decimal point, right? So you've got the first two numbers over there, which is 7 and 4. Okay, guys, 7 and 4. So you ignore the 7 and the 4, and you look at the 3 and the 1. Basically put, you look at the third and the fourth numbers after the decimal point, okay? You look at the third and the fourth numbers after the decimal point, and that's your 3 and your 1. Those are your pips, okay? And if you were to add 10 pips onto this, you would actually just say 31 plus 10, which would equal to 41, okay? So in order to be able to calculate your pips, when you're looking at any currency pair that does not involve the JPY, the Japanese yen, you look at the third and the fourth number after the decimal point, and that is your pip number, okay? So if we were to sell, because it looks like, you know, CAD Chef at the moment has been selling for the past 3 hours, if we wanted to sell CAD Chef for just 10 pips, right?
Sorry, 1 second. If you were to add 10 more pips onto the 311, how much you said was it? So it'll be 21.
So if you were adding, if you were adding, so if you were buying CAD Chef, and the current price was 0.4331.
Yeah.
If you wanted to buy CAD Chef for 10 pips, you would add 10 to the 31. Yeah. So it would be 31 plus 10.
40. Okay, then.
Yeah? So it would be 41, okay. Right?
Okay.
So you would then know to go into your MT4 and know how to calculate exactly 10 pips. So I'm going to try and connect. Let me try and connect to my MT4 so that you guys can also see it, how it would be on your MT4s as well. So give me a second. Let me just log on to the meeting, and then I can really show you how it works. All right, I'm just joining now. I want to make sure that I won't join with my audio, just so that you can see everything. But just really quickly, if we were to, with this very same number as I log in, if we were to buy CAD Chef for 20 pips, what would the number change to? So it would be, it's 0.74311 right now. If we were buying CAD Chef for 20 pips, what would the new number be? You can type it in the chat, or you can show me directly you can tell me directly by unmuting yourself.
Can you say the numbers again? Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. If we were buying, if CAD Chef currently was at 0.74331, okay, I'll say it again, 0.74331. Sorry, let me start again. My mind's I'm a bit unfocused. If we were buying CAD Chef and it was currently priced at 0.74311. I'll say that again, 0.74311, and we wanted to buy it for 20 pips, what would we enter as our TP or take profit? We're buying for 20 pips, and the current price is 0.74311.
I'm gonna guess, is it 0.74511?
Fantastic, exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Exactly, because all you've done is to add 20 to that, right? Exactly. I'm going to go again, and I'm going to give you another one. This time we're going to be selling. So when we sell, we do the exact same thing as when we're buying, except we subtract from the number. Okay. So if we were selling CAD Chef for 10 pips, and the current price was 0.74311. Okay, so the current price is 0.74311, and we're selling for 10 pips. What would our take profit number be?
$0.74211.
That's correct. Well done. You see, it's very, very easy once you know how. That's exactly it. So now I'm going to show you. Okay, let's do one more. Let's say we've got the price at the same place, 0.74311, and we're selling for 30 pips, for 30 pips. Okay, we're selling for 30 pips. What would our take profit number be? If the current price was at 0.74311 and we're selling for 30 pips, what would our take profit number be?
$0.74011.
That's it, exactly. It's it's that simple. It doesn't get any easier than that. You just need to know to count the third and the fourth decimal point and recognize that those are your pips, and that's what you're working with. So whether you're adding 10 pips, whether you're subtracting 10 pips, whether you're adding 50 pips, whether you're subtracting 50 pips, it's the same thing. Let me give you a bonus now, just so that I know that you guys get it. Still the same price, 0.74311, okay? Still the same price. And what you're doing now is you're selling for 40 pips, okay? You're selling for 40 pips. What would your take profit be if you're selling for 40 pips? So you've got your price at 0.74311, and you're selling for 40 pips. What would your new TP be? You're selling. Yeah. Yep, 0. Okay, so Joanne has typed in.
See, what should I type?
You can type, or you can say it.
I was thinking 0.72911. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So the 74 remains the same, and then it's actually going to become hold on, let me see, minus 40, 39 minus 40. This one was one before. Oh, okay, Joanne, thanks. I was wondering. Okay, that was for the 30 pips. Okay, yeah, because I was still looking at that and trying to hear what. Sorry, who's shouting out? I don't want to say, but I want to say your name.
Nyanda.
Oh, Nyanda. Okay, yeah. Okay. So yes. So you said it was what? 0.74.
For the 0.2911.
Okay.
For the 40.
For the 40 pips, for subtracting the 40 pips. Okay,
yeah.
So what happens here? What happens here is what you've got to be aware of is the fact that you've gotten down, it's gotten down to, you know, like 30, you're at 31, then you go 21, you know, subtracting 10, then you go 11, subtracting another 10, then you go 0, 1, subtracting another 10. What happens is that the 74 is going to have to change to 73.
Oh, 3. Yes, I put 2 there. Why I did that, God? Yes, sorry. Yes, there should be 3. I don't know why I put 2 there. I took the 1 from it, but I don't know why I put 2. Yes,
no,
it's
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. So the 4 will now become a 3, and then your number will become 91. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, so it's 073. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I hope you guys have got that. So just always be careful when you're around a whole number, like a hundred number. Just be careful to know when to change it, you know, either if you're going up because you're buying or down when you're selling. Yeah, so you enter the correct TP. Okay. So I wanted to quickly show you as well the JPY pairs. Let's see, let's go for CAD. Yeah, CAD JPY, it's fine. Right? Let's look at CAD JPY. As you can see here with CAD JPY, there are 2 decimal points before there are 2 numbers before the decimal point. So I'm going to just type that out, 89.727. Okay. So as you can see, as you can see here, there's 2 numbers before the decimal point, okay? And that's fine, that's totally fine. Sometimes you even see 3, and again, that's fine. What you need to be aware of is that if it's a JPY pair, if it's a pair that ever has the Japanese yen in it, that's fine. There may be 2 numbers before, there may be 3 numbers before. What is different is that where you start calculating the pips is the 2 numbers immediately after the decimal point, right? So let me get an arrow and show you. So you'll be looking to count the 2 numbers immediately after the decimal point, right there where I've put the arrows, okay? Because the JPY pairs, the Japanese didn't want to follow, you know, the norm. They wanted to be different. They were like, why should we follow America? Why should we always do what America says, you know? And so they decided that they wanted to be different, and they had, you know, a few more numbers before the decimal point. So here we calculate the 2 numbers that I've got the arrows pointing at after the decimal point, okay? So just be very mindful of that whenever you're looking. I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. Has everybody got that? If you've all got that, just type a 9. Let's type the strongest number in the world, 999, if you got that. Yeah, fantastic, okay? So whenever there's a Japanese pair, you have to be aware, fantastic. You have to be aware to count the first 2 digits after the decimal point, okay? So over here, if we were, you know, if we were to look at what's happening right now, okay, it looks like it's actually selling, okay? CAD JPY looks like it's been selling because I'm on the hour time frame. CAD JPY looks like it's selling, and we say, okay, let's analyze this and see if we can sell. Although I'm giving you, actually, forget that. This is uptrending, but I'm going to do it either way. So if we wanted to sell, and we wanted to sell 10 pips of CAD JPY, what would our new number be? If we just wanted to sell, it doesn't matter whether it's buying or selling. If we wanted to sell just 10 pips of CAD JPY, what would our take profit be? What would our take profit be? 629 if we were selling, exactly. Yeah, if we were selling, it would be 89.629. Fantastic, because all you've done is subtracted 10 pips from the 72. Okay, if we were selling and our price was 89.727 and we wanted to sell for 50 pips, 50, okay, what would our take profit be? We wanted to sell for 50 pips. What would our take profit be? We're starting at 89.727 and we want to sell for 50 pips. What would our take profit be? That's it, exactly, okay? It would be 72. What I do is I keep it simple and I look at the 72 and I say minus 50, that gives me 22. And I just type the number and put in the 22. Fantastic, well done, Nahanda, well done. If we were buying now, and it's at 72, 89.727, and we were buying for, let's say 40 pips, 40 pips, what would our TP be? So it's a bit of something you've got to just look at carefully. If we were buying for 40 pips and our current price was 89.727, what would our take profit number be? And we're buying for 40 pips, 40 pips. So we're going from 89.727 and we're going to, and we're for 40 pips. Okay, so let's see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to count from 72. I'm going to count 40 pips. So it's 72, 82, 92, then you have 102, then you have 12. Exactly. So it changes from 89.727 to 90.127. And that's how easy it is to calculate pips. Yeah. Spend some time practicing this, practicing how to just go onto any chart and look at the pips. But I also want to show you another easier way to do it when you're actually on your MT4. So I'm going to stop sharing here because I realize we've got about 12 minutes left. Let me stop sharing and then I want to be able to share my screen. So I am going to share my screen from this side. Bear with me a minute. Just bear with me, screen. Right, okay, that's fine. We'll go right from there, okay? So this is like a demo account that I have, right? We all have demo accounts. We all know how to use them. I just quickly want to show you the quotes page. So the quotes would be found in the, stop share. Oh, I thought I'd be able to actually show you. You see that bottom left-hand corner with the two arrows sticking out of each other? Yeah, that's just where I'm going to go. Okay. What you do is that in order to see what your pips are, if you look at the screen and you can see that like AUD USD right at the top, it has 0.78 and then it has the 82 in really big numbers. Yeah, those are your pips. That's how you can see for yourself what your pips are. So AUD USD, you know that, right now it's going at 0.78, 82.8. If you wanted to buy AUD USD for, 10 pips, you'd actually be able to know exactly where to calculate from. So let's go into AUD USD. For example, I'm going to go into it and I'm going to click on new order, just for example's sake. And I'm going to click on buy. Okay, at 0.01, right? I'm buying. There we go. I've put in a buy order, right? I've not calculated my pips yet because I'm not too sure what price I would have entered the trade at. So what I do is I click back onto AUD USD and I open it up, as you can see over there, and I long press hold it in order to modify my order. Okay, so when I click on modify order, right at the top near where I have my price, where I have my time, you see where the time is 13:51. Then underneath that, you've got modify order. And then underneath that, you've got buy at 0.01 AUD USD. And then it tells me the price, the exact price that I bought it at. And I bought it at 0.78837, right? So if I'm buying AUD USD, I know how to calculate my 10 pips, right? So I will look at the 83 that I bought it at, and I will add on my 10 pips, right? So now I can modify my order, and I can type under my TP, I'll type 0.78937, okay? And I'll put that in there as my TP, and I'll click on modify, right? And if, for example, and look, it's actually blue. Huh? So nice when that happens. Oh, I had to speak too fast, right? And if, for example, you were using a strategy that says you should go for a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, you could also put in your stop loss at the same time. Stop loss is so important, so important. So I long hold on AUD USD. It comes up with my options, close order, new order, or modify order. I can modify the order, and I'll again look at where I entered this sale at, and I entered, or this trade at. I entered this trade at 0.78837. So now I need to calculate 10 pips less for my stop loss, right? Depending on the stop loss technique or strategy that you use, you know, I'm just going with the simple one of 1-to-1. You do 10 pips, you risk 10 pips in order to gain 10 pips. Over here, I would enter 0.78, and then I would minus 10 pips, so that's 83, so it would be 73.7. And I'd modify my chart and leave it at that. And my chart has now been modified, okay? And what it's showing me, you see that green line on the side there? That green line tells me that I'm less than 10 pips to my TP, okay? Whenever you see a green line on the side here, it tells you that you're almost at your TP, you're 10 pips or less away from your TP. And the same is for if you see a red line. If you see a red line on the side, it means that you are 10 pips or less away from hitting your stop loss, okay? And it's that simple, yeah? So being able to use the quotes over here to calculate what your pips are. So for example, let's go to Chef JPY. You see, right there where Chef JPY is at the top of the screen, you've got 120.83. So the pips are the first two numbers after the decimal point, okay? And the same for, let's see another one, Euro JPY, okay? Euro JPY, there you've got 132.27, okay? Then if you go to any pair that doesn't have the JPY in it, you've got one decimal point, and then you need to count the first two decimal points after, and you count the third and the fourth as your pip, yeah? So here you can see Euro NZD is 1.66, and then your pips are the 7 and the 3. Okay. Where's the chat? Are we all still together? Guys, are we still good? You've got that? You now know how you can calculate your pips on your by yourself.
Yes.
And also how to just get confirmation that you're doing the right thing by using your MT4 as well. Yeah. Okay. So I'd really like you guys to go away and practice that, because it's really important. Knowing how to calculate your pips, knowing how to, you know, calculate them going forward, going backward. If you're near a, you know, a whole number like 100, you know, making sure that if it's like at a 106, you know, like 1.4, like this one over here. No, it can't go any further. Let's see. One that's near, yeah, like this one, AUD, NZD, right? If you were to, you know, if you were to sell AUD, NZD, and right now it's at 0.004, you know, it would become 1.0705 or 04, you know? So just be aware that you're also putting in the right numbers, the correct numbers, you're calculating them properly. And one last thing before we go, because it's 4 minutes to, is remember that if you're following an educator and they say, I'm buying this for 10 pips or I'm buying it for 40 pips, remember where they entered and where you entered may be a little bit different, yeah? So bear that in mind in terms of when you're counting for 20 pips or 10 pips, that your entry point might be a little bit different. So you may get more or less or equal to the pips that they were suggesting. So just bear that in mind as well. Yeah. All right. I think that's it for today. Please go away and practice, learn how to manage your money. You don't have to trade every single day. You can practice on your demo accounts. And then once you feel confident in your strategy, go ahead and do it. Okay, any questions or anything that you're not sure of? Oh, the link, yes. Okay, let me stop share here. And then go back to the link. All right, there we go. Okay, was it the link to the manicure that you wanted? Did you put the position size? Oh, I put manicure. Let me put position size. I'll drop that in there. You're very welcome, everybody. You're very welcome. Thank you all for jumping on and you know, staying committed to your journey. It's very important. There's the position size calculator. Okay, guys, have fun. Enjoy practicing, and we'll be back next week to learn about something else with regards, I think, lot sizes, how to calculate your lot sizes again. Okay, you're all very welcome. Have a fantastic afternoon. Have a great day and stay safe. All right, take care, guys.
Same to you. Bye.